I just put a video up. It's about the Jack Hart. Well, I've already said his name. I hope Jack's still alive and well, okay? I personally know that he has had family members die, and he's paid a price for telling the truth. Jack saved my life in Huntsville, Alabama in 1980, and continued to be a friend over the years, and now he's retired, and I guess the time with Jack is over. I hope he's okay. He was a friend. And I put up videos with his letters that kind of, he really seemed to know, well, he didn't, just seemed to know he did. All of this mess about my kidnapping and who did it, and all of it. And he did save my life. He later moved out to Los Angeles, which he's moved now, I believe. But he knew Larry Flint. Larry Flint, well, FBI run Hustler magazine as far as I know. They did an article, and I'm going to go ahead and show it here. This was April of '84, and they did an article, and Mr. Flint had been shot in Lawrenceville, and I'd written about mind control murders before I found out my real name and all this. And this is where Mr. Flint endorsed me, if you can see it. The reason I'm doing this, and I don't have all the gear and things that other people have to do videos, so I'm doing the best I can. And thank you to a couple of friends on there that have seen my videos. Thank you very much. I didn't continue on, I've only got the 2 letters, and I had a whole bunch of them. And I understand now that some of my videos have been on a list that can't be viewed. So I don't know how many, if these were the letters from Jack, were there. But over the years, I just found out I only have 2 left unless somehow they were replaced. I want to go to the second one. I just put up one. This is his letter to Sal Vizzini. He was FBI. He even wrote a book and said if he told the secrets that he'd be killed. That was published before 1980, way back. What I want to say was when they almost killed me after I'd written the book about mind control and Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, I had antifreeze put in the April Fool Day of '80, and I'm going to skip to where I was taken illegally across the state line to Huntsville, Alabama, the Space Center, Marshall Space Flight Center, and all that, NASA, and Redstone Arsenal, the Army, and all that. So this is where Jack was working for a reporter for the Huntsville Times, and he's an FBI agent. He later worked for the New Mexican News, lived not far from my Aunt Georgia O'Keefe Ghost Ranch in '83, '84, and that's when I started finding out about my real name. My father's Edward VIII, and history was changed, never corrected. The Freemasons are the ones that kidnapped me. The Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers. Joe Kennedy was appointed ambassador, 36, till they kicked him out, 46. And his 2 sons lived there at times and flew into the embassy in England. Roosevelt appointed him. So my own uncle, illegal George VI, helped remove my father and kidnap me and put a 99-year seal on it. He's illegal, so is Elizabeth, and all the treaties they signed. But I wanted to get to reading part of the letter here. I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, given the name of the twin, my identity stolen. My father never married Wallace Simpson. He was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. Now then, if it doesn't make sense, these are the only 2 letters left. I want to get as much up as I can. And this is the second one, and it's to Sal Vizzini, the FBI agent who was sent in and helped save my life, quite frankly. He became the police chief in Huntsville when they were trying to kill me in 1980 and on later. Oh, believe me, later. Howdy, Sal. It's been some time since, this is from Jack. I shoved an epistle in your direction, but you've been weighing heavily on my mind in recent weeks. I do hope you're reaching some peace over your dilemma about your health, and your health is improving. Don't know why I've had you on my mind so much of late, but I have learned to accept intuitive nudges for what they are. By the way, Jack's a hero. He may never be known for one, but he is in my eyes, and he really is. He told the truth. What the hell is keeping my mind active? No Alzheimer's here. I took the test. I found my car in the shopping center parking lot the first time I tried to find it this week. I'm told that's a good sign. The bad sign would be if I left the shopping center and forgot altogether that I had a car. So maybe my epistle was prompted simply by the sands of time slowly shifting in the hourglass. Times and conditions do change, you know. I doubt if either of us would have believed 50 years ago, even 20, that a bid for the Democratic presidential nomination would come down to the choice between a black man or a woman. Obama may indeed be the miracle man the nation needs, despite concerns over his limited political experience on the national, international scene. On the plus side, he can't help but be an improvement over Bush the second's fiasco over at least the last 4 years. The nation's economy, the unbelievable oil crisis triggered or untriggered, or the never-ending Iraq war, or this nation's current plummeting lack of respect from around the world. I had an unusual visitor in my office a week or two ago. The guy said he'd been in over 40 countries in his career and had never before publicly proclaimed a political party preference. Well, I've lost where I was there. Preference or candidate preference, but this time around he's so disgusted with the current Bush administration to a point he's embarrassed for the nation, particularly when he's asked in another country. He kind of reminded me of something you said once that shared your career. You didn't vote a preference. There probably were a lot like you in the career intelligence community for a variety of reasons. I told my visitor I understood what he was saying, noting I experienced a metamorphosis to progress to an independent political status myself. But that if, and a big one, Obama was elected, it would improve the United States image in much of the world overnight. My visitor was delighted at my response and agreed. By the way, I talked briefly with Hal Bryant a few weeks ago, just chit-chat. Incidentally, told me some time ago that Huntsville's wild and wicked ways of the 80s, etc., are pretty well calmed down these days. I hope so, maybe. I still kind of show me mentality. Don't just tell me if I wasn't born in Missouri. I don't know much what he's making here, but it's the last two letters. The rest have been stolen, so I'm putting them up. Interesting, though, that it's public knowledge, even in print these days. Huntsville now has a sizable bastion of counterintelligence gurus shifting and sorting on a daily basis through the kind of stuff I was buried in years ago. Doesn't seem possible that it's been 29 years since I first met you in South Miami. You and I never forget. I haven't. You said I'd never forget, and I haven't. I thought I knew what I was doing, although in retrospect I was armed then with more loose ends than probably facts of anything resembling a conspiracy. corruption in law enforcement.